Compensation for injury, sickness, or death. What we will see is there are a lot of the money that's received if you're injured or sick or a death payment is going to be excluded from income. We're going to look at workers' compensation, compensation for sickness or injury, and life insurance proceeds. But we start with workers' compensation. The amount received as workers' compensation for an occupational sickness or injury is fully exempt from tax if it's paid under a Workers' Compensation Act or a similar statute. And so if this is a legally required payment, this is going to be exempt from tax. And this exemption also applies to the victim's survivors if that's appropriate. The exemption does not apply to retirement plan benefits that are received based on age, length of service, or prior contributions to the plan, even if sickness or injury caused the retirement. Okay, so those retirement benefits, even if it's caused by the reason you retired is because of this work-related sickness or injury, those retirement benefits are going to be taxable just as a normal retirement benefit. If the taxpayer returns to work after qualifying for workers' compensation, the salary payments received for performing light duties are taxable as wages. Even if it's not back to their full job, what they received for working is going to be taxable. Now, in terms of compensation for sickness or injury, many amounts that are received as compensation for sickness or injury are not taxable. Okay? So, what are these forms of the not taxable compensation for sickness or injury? Well, compensatory damages that are received from a lawsuit for physical injury or physical sickness, whether paid in a lump sum or paid out in periodic payments, this compensatory damages are not included in income. Okay? Compensatory damages are not going to be included. Benefits under an accident or health insurance policy are not included if the taxpayer paid the premiums or the taxpayer's employer paid the premiums. Okay? Disability benefits received for loss of income or earning capacity because of injuries under a no-fault car insurance policy, those are going to be excluded. Compensation for the permanent loss or the loss of use of a part or function of the body or for permanent disfigurement. Okay? Now, this compensation cannot be based or must be based only on the injury and not on a period of absence from work. And so it's only the injury, not those lost wages. And a reimbursement for medical care is generally not taxable. Okay? But it can reduce the medical expense deduction that is allowed. Now, life insurance proceeds. The life insurance proceeds that are paid because of the death of the insured person are not taxable unless the taxpayer sold the policy to another party for a price. Okay, we'll come back and see this in just a minute here. This is true that it's not taxable even if the taxpayer received proceeds under an accident or health insurance policy or an endowment contract. Now, if the taxpayer receives death benefits paid in a lump sum or other than regular intervals, we need to include in income only the benefits are more than the amount that was payable at the time of death. And what we're looking at here is fundamentally this. There is an amount that is due. If they're paid at a different time or if they're paid over time, only that amount that was due at the time of death is going to be excluded from tax. If there's interest that is earned while it hasn't been paid yet, that amount that is in excess of what was due at the time of death is going to be taxable. And so if the taxpayer receives payment of life insurance proceeds in installments, okay, we're going to exclude part of each of those installments from income. We're going to exclude the part that's interest and not the payment of the death benefit itself. Now, if we have an endowment contract, this is a policy under which the taxpayer receives a specified amount of money on a certain date. If the taxpayer dies before that date, the money goes to their beneficiary. And endowment proceeds paid in a lump sum at maturity are taxable only if the proceeds are more than the cost of the policy. Okay, so that's taxable. You received more than you paid. That amount that is greater than the cost of the policy is going to be taxable. Now, we also have what are called accelerated death benefits. Certain amounts paid as accelerated death benefits under the life insurance contract or what is called a viatical settlement before the insured's death, if they are terminally or chronically ill, are excluded. And the situation that we have here is we have somebody who's chronically ill, and instead of waiting until their death to get those death benefits, those death benefits are accelerated and paid while the person is still alive. Okay, now a viatical settlement is the sale or assignment of any part of the death benefit under a life insurance contract to a viatical settlement provider who's in the business of buying these insurance contracts on the lives of individuals who are insured but are terminally or chronically ill. And so that's the name. The accelerated death benefit is when we get that benefit while the person is still alive. You're essentially selling the rights to that future money. You're getting a certain amount of money now, and the person who purchases it is going to become the beneficiary of that policy when the person who's chronically ill ultimately dies. And so what we looked at here was compensation for injury, sickness, or death. We see that a lot of these, workers' compensation, the compensation for sickness or injury, and life insurance proceeds, a lot of those amounts are going to be excluded from taxable income for the taxpayer.